found that the opinions and thoughts of a human being seem to be shared freely, as if they are a gold coin, and suddenly everyone on the planet is completely altruistic, handing out their wealth in abundance. These opinions can come out wrong, misconstrued, or simply painful, or simply not thought out very well, making them painful. While Aaron loves clear, well-thought-out feedback, he does not appreciate thoughtless, unsolicited opinions that tend to come out as stabby, oh, so stabby knives. Speaking on project number 5, Your Body Speaks, is Aaron Canaston with his speech, Stabby Words.
Hola, gordito, bienvenidos a Colombia. Stab. You must have gained 10 pounds since Christmas. Did you know you had a zit right here on the end of your nose? These are some examples of some stabby words that I've received in my life, and they've been very painful. It kind of reminds me of this old, nasty swimming pool I remember seeing. It was like it was full of vines and leaves, and I swear there's 3 new forms of life growing around in there somewhere. It did not have any chlorine, I knew that much. It was nasty. When I saw this swimming pool, it made me think of Facebook. Here's this place where we can stab everybody at once and make a fool of ourselves at the same time. Now, I don't mean to rant or be overly sensitive or even hack on Facebook. Only that we need to take the words of the famous philosopher who's been quoted here many times, Thumper the Rabbit. If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. And that's an exact quote. I'm still working on the nose wiggle part. That takes some pretty severe talent there. That's a lot of work. I had a chance to serve a mission for my church in Cali, Colombia, in South America. And I remember that crazy plane ride, the insane bus drive, the taxi drivers, everything was just crazy about it. I remember I got up to that metal corrugated door that was standing in front of me. And I was already in tears. I was falling apart. And keep in mind, this is the first time I had been any length of distance away from my house. I knocked on the door. A lady came out and she said, "Hola, gordito, bienvenidos a Colombia." I was not happy. The translator in my brain was working backwards that day. Bienvenidos a Colombia. Okay, that's welcome to Colombia. That's all right. Okay, I can do that. Hola, gordito. Hello, little fatty. This was the first thing that a Colombian had said to me. Hey, little fatty, welcome to Colombia. 70% of my brain wanted to do this. I wanted to go home. 30% of my brain was thinking, though, lady, you're not such a strawberry Pop-Tart yourself. How do you like them apples, huh? I was very upset. I have since learned that telling somebody about their weight in Colombia or calling them gordito apparently is a way of showing some sort of affection. And man, it wasn't working on me on that day. It was very frustrating. It was very hard to swallow. When I was about 10, I remember walking around the kitchen in my grandma's house. We were having a big family get-together, and we had one of them great big army military pots, the great big stainless steel ones, you know the one I'm talking about. It has like 10 gallons in it. You can cook like clam chowder or anything in it. Well, my grandma was cooking some of this amazing clam chowder that day, and it was spectacular. I remember going over to that pot. I smelled it, put the lid back down, and I looked at my grandma, and I said, "Grandma, thank you so much. This is great. I'm excited we're going to eat something so delicious." And she pulls out her fists, puts them on her waist here. I know that I was going to receive a beating when she puts her fists on her waist there. And she said, "Aaron, you must have gained 10 pounds since Christmas." Man, Grandma, epic fail. I cannot believe that my grandma told her 10-year-old grandson that he's fat. Regardless of whether or not the truth was, I didn't need her to say that. I didn't need her to stab me right then. That was very painful. A few weeks later, a few weeks ago, I was working with a lady that she seemed to be obsessed with my appearance, but not in a good way. It's like she something that was wrong with how I looked. And I remember I woke up and I went to work with this great big golf ball sized zit on the end of my nose. It was bad, and it was painful. And I remember getting into work, and I walked up to this lady that had been working with us. She looked at me and she studied my face. And she said, "Did you know you have a great big zit on the end of your nose?" And all I could say was, "I'm sorry, who's speaking?" Because it was this huge zit, and I was very upset. It was very frustrating. It's just something that I didn't need her to say to me at that time. It's kind of something I already knew about. I remember, too, I was with my brother and a friend of our father's who was a little bit heavy set, overweight. And my brother looked at him and said, "Excuse me, Bob, why are you so fat?" And I remember thinking, you're really not supposed to ask people that question. But I wanted to see. I was curious why he was so fat. And Bob, thank goodness, he said, "Well, Brent, I guess it's because I eat too much." And I thought, that was kind of one of the first times that I've seen in my life where a stabby word was kind of deflected and turned into this really funny, happy memory where it could have just exploded and been really sad. It reminds me of another time where I was having a hard day. I was in tears and frustrated and sad. And my grandpa came to me and he said, "Aaron, it'll feel better when it quits hurting." And I thought, what a funny thing to say. It is a completely useless statement, but he delivered it with so much love and power that it ended up being something that brought me the happiness that I needed. I was grateful to learn that words can be delivered with so much power and really inspire people. All I want to ask now is that if you take all your stabby words and please leave them in the trash. Thank you.